2024 is the year that we as a collective are gonna achieve every single one of our goals, and I'm here to make sure that that actually happens. So that is exactly why today we are gonna goal set together. Before we get started, I want to let you guys know that I filmed a recap of 2023 and how I made every single one of my goals come true. My intention was for you to watch that video before this so you can get a sense of how I accomplished everything I accomplished and see what really happened for me when I goal set properly for the year and manifested a beautiful year for myself. But as I was editing that video today, my hard drive literally fell to the ground, to make a long story short, and it crashed.
Bruh.
So it is currently being recovered, and I have no idea when I'm gonna get it back, how much it's gonna cost to recover that footage. To keep it real with you, I shed a lot of tears today. Thank freaking goodness for makeup. But ultimately, I decided that regardless of having that first video up or not, I still wanted to put this video out to help you guys goal set and set the right intentions for 2024, whether you have my intro video to this or not. When I do get my hard drive back, no matter how much money it costs, or if I have to refilm the whole thing, it will eventually be up. But this will probably be up first. So I'm going to link it up here, or you'll see it on the end screen of the video. So make sure to go check out that video eventually when it's out at some point. Okay, feel free to pause this video with me and kind of join me so we can goal set together and we can manifest together. Today, I'm going to be using this planner from Bando. This is not sponsored. I just used this planner last year in 2023 and it changed my life and I fell in love with it. I guess because it was so colorful, it caught my eye and it motivated me to actually use an agenda for the first time from beginning to end of the entire year. I've literally never done that in my life. So that's why I repurchased the 2024 one and I'm gonna be goal setting in this. You can get your journal, you can get a piece of paper, or I also have a free Notion template for all of the girlies that prefer digital goal setting and it's totally free to download. It's down below. I'll attach some screen recording so I'll switch between writing and Notion goal setting so you can kind of get a taste and a sense for both. I wanna quickly talk about the difference between goals versus outcomes. And this is something that I only learned this year and I wish I knew last year in 2022 when I was setting my goals for 2023. Essentially, a goal is something that you can control and an outcome is something that you cannot control and it is a result of constantly achieving your goals. So let me give you an example. A goal for me could be to constantly post my art on Instagram 3 times a week, but an outcome, for example, would be to reach 100,000 followers by the end of the year. I cannot control algorithms. I cannot control how many followers I get or how much money I make, but what I can control is achieving my goals and setting measurable goals, such as what I said, posting 3 times a week. And if I am consistent with posting 3 times a week, I can achieve my goal and therefore the outcome has a higher chance of being me reaching that 100,000 followers that I want to reach. So I think in the past, I got really stuck on not achieving my goals when in reality my goals were outcomes that I could not control and it really discouraged me. Let's just get started with it all. So we're gonna open up our notebook or agenda, whatever it is that you're choosing to write with. First and foremost, we are gonna focus in on every single one of our goals and things that we wanna achieve in 2024 and literally just brain dump onto the page. Do not even worry about making it sound correct. Literally, we're gonna just write down everything and get it out of our heads. My first goal of the year is to travel and paint a mural outside of Ontario, which is where I live. Second, I have been really focused on licensing this year, so I think I want to get 2 to 3 licensing deals. I want to focus on making consistent art and patterns. I also want to focus on learning and refining my skills this year, so we're just going to put refining my skills. I don't know what we're going to do specifically just yet. I am going to aim, I don't know if this is possible, but I'm just going to put it 1 YouTube video per week. So by the end of the year, I would have had 52 vids for this year, which is a huge goal, but I think I can accomplish it. I want to pitch consistently to brands, meaning I want to get more clients, I want to work with more clients, I want to license my artwork, and I feel like pitching would be a goal of mine that I want to try to continue to do to actually get those licensing deals. I think this year, financially, I would love to make $60,000 to $80,000 through my art, which I think is totally possible. I want to grow my Instagram and post 3 times a week. I think that's doable. I kind of did it this year a little bit, and my Instagram grew a lot when I was posting consistently, and when I fell off, unfortunately, the growth stopped. So I know I can do it. It's just a matter of discipline and actually making that a proper goal for myself. So that's why I'm putting that on there. This year, I want to focus less on markets and less on product selling, because ultimately I want my business to allow me to travel and not have to be stuck to one place. And I feel like when I have products, I'm not able to do that. I'm gonna have to physically be with my products to ship them and hold them and manufacture them. So I think focusing less on products and physical markets is a good goal for me this year. I also would love to get my very first YouTube brand deal. If you know me right now, as I'm making this video in December 2023, my channel is pretty small and I have yet to receive a brand deal through YouTube itself. So I want to make that a goal of mine. I think if I post consistently, I can achieve that. I have been struggling to wake up early and have a proper morning routine. And I think when I wake up early, my whole rest of my day snowballs into an amazing day. And when I sleep in, I just feel like crap for the rest of the day. So I'm going to make it a goal of mine to wake up at 6 a.m. every weekday. And I think I'm gonna gym, meditate, journal, yoga, and even draw. Oops, I spelled yoga wrong. You know what I mean. I want to continue to meet people in real life, because in my 2023 recap, I talk about how important community was for me while growing my business this year and how I was able to network and meet people and feel less alone. And I want to put a lot of emphasis on that again this year to really make sure that I don't feel alone in my journey. I am actually type 1 diabetic. It's not something that I have in the past talked about a lot because I feel like it doesn't really come into tune with my art, but I think it's super important, obviously, for me to focus on my health. And it can be hard trying to balance business and eating healthy and caring about your body. So in 2024, I want to put more emphasis on eating healthy, on exercising, and on prioritizing my diabetes and having it be a first thought rather than a second, because healthy mind and healthy body equals healthy life. I think lastly, I really want to prioritize play this year. In 2023, as you may have seen or are about to see in my recap video, one of my major goals for myself was to not travel, because I knew that not traveling would really motivate me to achieve all of my goals for the year. So this year, because I actually stuck to that and achieved a lot of my goals, I want to reward myself and prioritize play and not take everything so seriously. I feel like I set a good foundation for my business in 2023, and yes, there's still a long way to go in 2024, but I want to give myself a little more room to play and travel and explore and take more breaks and just have fun with it and not just be worried like, am I gonna make it? Because I think I proved to myself in 2023 that I can make it and I will make it. Okay, now that we've written all of our goals down and brain dumped everything that we wanted to achieve, I previously talked about goals versus outcomes, and as you probably noticed, I just wrote down random things without thinking about that, and that's kind of purposefully done because when we brain dump our goals, we don't want to get stuck on the logistics. We just want to get out all of our hopes and dreams without limiting our own beliefs. So now that everything is out, we're actually going to categorize everything by whether it's a goal or outcome to help us really structure how we're going to achieve everything. Traveling and painting, I think that is a reasonable goal. 2 to 3 licensing deals, I think that is an outcome of actually putting in the work to pitch. Making consistent art and patterns weekly, that's a goal that I can definitely achieve. Refining my art style and learning new skills, definitely a goal I can achieve. 1 YouTube video a week, goal that I can achieve and I will achieve. Pitching consistently, I think that's a goal, and this outcome of licensing deals aligns perfectly with that, because if I pitch consistently to brands, I am more likely to get those 2 to 3 licensing deals. Making 60 to 80K, that is an outcome, and that is an outcome of consistently putting in work and putting in the effort to reach out to brands and companies and diversifying my income. Growing my Instagram by posting 3 times a week, I think growing is the outcome and posting is the goal. So we're gonna put goal. Less focus on market and products, that's a goal. Getting a YouTube brand deal, that is an outcome 100% of putting in the work to pitch and putting in the work to post consistently and grow my channel. Waking up at 6 a.m. on weekdays, that is a goal of mine. Continue to network and meet people in real life, I think that is a goal. Prioritizing my health and managing my diabetes, that is a goal. And prioritizing play, that is also a goal. We have now categorized goals versus outcomes, so we know what it is we can control, and now we can actually put proper expectations on the final goals that we set for ourselves. Now we're going to move on to the next step. We are going to take the ones that we've categorized as goals and write them down as SMART goals. A SMART goal is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. The more specific you are about your goals, the more likely you are to achieve them. If you have a goal that says, I want to grow my YouTube channel, cool, you want to grow your YouTube channel, but it doesn't say how you're going to do that. Versus a SMART goal version of that goal would be to post one long form video a week on my YouTube and film that video every Saturday and to edit every Sunday, because that's very specific about how I'm actually going to achieve this. It's specific about when I'm going to post. It's specific about when I'm going to film. It's specific about how I'm going to edit. And these are actually going to turn out to be the goals that you are going to essentially finalize as your main goals for the year. You want to really think about how you're going to do them and be intentional with the goals that you were setting that you want to achieve. What I can control with my goals versus outcomes is I can post one YouTube video per week. Whoa, I almost wrote per month. And we're going to specify that it's going to be a long form. And I think I'm going to pre-film on one day all of the videos that I'm going to post for one entire month. Now moving on to the outcome that I want, which is to get a licensing deal. In order to do that, I'm actually going to schedule an email to go out to 2 to 5 brands every single week to pitch my portfolio to them. Next, in order to grow my skill set and develop my style and prioritize play into my work, I'm going to make a point to create 2 to 3 new illustrations every single week. And I think that will also contribute to me having content to post. So I feel like I'm killing 2 birds with 1 stone in this one. And I think I want to do a little bit more to refine my skills. I think if I'm not actively seeking new skills, I'm just going to get repetitive in the work I do. And I do have a Skillshare membership that I do not use enough. So I'm going to give myself every 2 months to complete a new Skillshare course. And going back to my morning routine, I think I kind of already turned that into a SMART goal, but I'm just going to write it again on this page. And to further the health and wellness aspect of things and to control what I am putting into my body, I'm going to make an effort to cook 1 new recipe every month. Let's say every month. I think that's reasonable. Now thinking about how I mentioned prioritizing play, I know I said Skillshare was one of them, but I think I need to go a little bit further. So I am going to take myself on a little solo date at the end of every month. And I think this could be very chill. It could be going to a little coffee date, a movie, something super simple, but I think it's important to spend time with myself, to learn about myself, to feel inspired through my art. So I'm gonna do that. And lastly, to focus in on community and making sure that I am connecting with other artists and creatives, I'm gonna make an effort to go to 1 to 2 networking events a month. And I think that's super achievable for me. This is our SMART goals for 2024. We've created them. They look beautiful. I know yours look beautiful as well. This is it. This is them. They're written out in a way that you can achieve them. They're written out in a way that makes sense, but we are not done yet. Now that I have these goals, how can I make sure that I hold myself accountable to them and actually achieve them? Because it's so easy to make these goals in the new year and forget about them in the daily hustle and bustle of life. Like, how am I gonna remember every single week to schedule out 2 to 5 emails if I get really busy one week? So something that worked for me last year, I basically summarized these into 6 to 7 pillars, and I called them accountability pillars. And again, I talked about this in my 2023 recap video, so you can learn more about them there. But to give it kind of like a quick recap, I pretty much condensed these into pillars and made sure at the end of every week that I was hitting those pillars. So that is what we're gonna do. Write it down someplace that you're gonna see it every single week. It could be sticky notes on your desk, anything. Find somewhere that you're gonna check every single week. And for me, that was my planner. What we're gonna do now is look back on each of these goals and categorize them into 5 to 7 categories. I can see that my main pillars for accountability for 2024 so far are YouTube, art creation, pitching, Instagram, creating a morning routine, and focusing in on my health and wellness. So I think those pretty much summarize my weekly goals and my weekly checkpoints and my weekly accountability pillars. But I'm actually gonna take this a step further and create monthly accountability pillars when I do my monthly check-ins with myself. So I am going to say Skillshare, since I said I'm gonna do this every single month, my solo dates, my in real life networking events, and cooking, because I don't think these skills over here, I need to check in with them every single week. I made them goals for the end of the month. So when I do my monthly check-ins, I'm going to put these in my calendar and make sure that I check in with these and make sure I'm accomplishing them every single month. So quite arguably, it is time for my favorite part of all of this, and that is to pick a word of the year. Last year, my word was resilience. And again, I talked about that in my 2023 video, which you should see, but I picked that word because it felt felt like something I needed considering the fact that I was doing my art full time for the year from January to December. However, this year when I was planning my word of the year, I brain dumped a bunch of words that I felt like I needed. So this happened from me reflecting on my 2023 year and thinking about things that I lacked. I can even show you the page. I have the brainstorming right here. Some of the things that I think I wanted to focus more on this year were gratitude, love and positivity, attraction, and creation. And as you can see, I ended up choosing the word create. And the reason I did is because I think in 2023, I was really focused on the business side of my business, if that makes sense. I feel like I really had to put time and energy into setting up the groundwork for my business. And that meant a lot of admin, and that meant being a businesswoman rather than a creative woman. Create just stood out to me. And I think creating can be translating not only into creating artwork and creating pretty things and creating creative things, it can also be translated into creating my office. It can be translating into creating new ideas for my business, to creating content for YouTube and Instagram. And there's just so many aspects that I can focus creation on. And I really want to take myself to not be so stuck on the numbers and strategy and planning. While all that stuff is important, I'm an artist first, and my career is literally an artist and an illustrator. And so I really this year want to focus on creation. And in fact, I even made this custom necklace while I was at the One of a Kind show in Toronto. I picked up this necklace, and one of the bars here, it literally says the word create. They had a bunch of other words, but when I saw this, I was like, this is a perfect reminder for me to wear this all the time. So I'm literally taking my word of the year and wearing it on my neck every single day so I never forget to create. I think having a word of the year ensures that you are always on the right path. It's something that you can turn to on hard times, when you're at a battle of decisions and opportunities. Do I take this opportunity? Do I not take this opportunity? Is this decision right for me? I think having a word of the year is like a grounding point to come back to and to kind of guide you on the right path. Some of the questions that you can ask yourself: was there a prevalent theme in your 2024 goals that you see coming up over and over again in the things you wrote down? Maybe you can pick a word from there. What did you lack in 2023, like I said before? And looking at all of the goals again that you wrote for 2024, what do you think you're gonna need to be reminded of? Don't forget to download the Notion template. I have all of these 5 steps written down in that template and little blurbs / paragraphs that will help you follow along while you do this. If you haven't already, make sure to go check out my 2023 recap video, because I think you're gonna find a lot of gems in that video if you did find a lot of value in this video. And I know that if you follow these steps and if you are determined and if you really put your mind and all your intention into achieving your goals, you cannot fail. There's no way that you can fail when you put your all into something. So just remember that you were put in this world to create. If you can create, if you have a talent, if you have a skill to create artwork, there is a reason you do. So own it, grow it, develop those skills, and share it with the world. You got this. I believe in you, and I will see you in the next video. You're gonna kill it in 2024. I know you are. Peace.